Hey engineers, this is Bach. I want to take you through day two, which is the expectations for this class. Now, one of the big things to consider is that classes have rules, but engineers have expectations. In a normal class, you might be told to not chew gum, or no running, no throwing of things. In an engineering firm, it's a little bit different, and we are going to treat this class like an engineering firm. Engineers have expectations on professionalism and timeliness, and basically ways of behaving within that engineering firm. So the first expectation that we have as engineers is respect at all times. This is something that all of us have to abide by. We will show each other respect, I will show you respect, and you will show me respect. Absolutely at all times. You will always act in a professional manner. Um, I know being so young you might not understand that, but I'm going to do my best to model professional behavior in the class so that you understand. Professionalism means things like respect, as we just talked about, timeliness, meeting deadlines, dressing appropriately, and we'll talk more in depth about professionalism throughout the class. I also require you to work to perfection at all times. I know this might be different from what you're normally used to, where many classes say work to the best of your abilities. And unfortunately, I do disagree with that. I say work to perfection. As an engineer, people are going to be staking their lives on your work. If you design a bridge and say you got a C minus on that bridge design, so a 72%, that means that bridge can fail 28% of the time. So I do require you to work to perfection. What that means is if you hand me an assignment which is subpar, I evaluate with you why it is subpar, and I do require you to revise it and resubmit it so that you work to perfection. It's what's called mastery learning. I do require that you master the subject. That way, the grade comes naturally. If you need any clarification on this, please see me individually, and I'll explain what mastery learning is more in depth. I also require that you meet deadlines at all times. We will have two types of deadlines. We'll have hard deadlines and we'll have soft deadlines. A hard deadline is an exact date and time when you have to have something in. If the client requires an engineering design on Tuesday at 3 p.m., well, if you don't meet that deadline, Tuesday at 3 p.m., you don't get paid. So that is a hard deadline. And we'll have many of those throughout the time we're together. I'll also have a soft deadline, which means it can be turned in around Friday, which means you can turn it in a day or two early. You can also turn it in a day or two late. We'll have soft deadlines on some of your more difficult assignments. Some of the more difficult assignments you may need some additional help, which I'm more than happy to give to you, or some of your colleagues in class will give to you as well. So a soft deadline means plus or minus a couple days in this class. If you do not meet a deadline, a hard deadline, you will have what's called a failure to meet deadline meeting when you sit down with me and we evaluate why you missed that particular hard deadline. A soft deadline, you will not have failure to meet deadline meetings with me because, again, it's a soft deadline. One of the big things that you have to understand in this class is, since it is fairly difficult subject matter, failure is always an option. You can constantly mess things up, but quitting is not. Now, failure in engineering does not necessarily mean getting an F on your report card. That's incredibly important to understand. Some of your designs will not work out. Some of your experiments will not work out. If you're a fan of Mythbusters, they always say that failure is always an option. And that is completely and totally true. As long as you commit to the mastery learning that we talked about, you don't have to worry about your grade because you can redo it over and over and over again. And that's where the quitting is not an option. Keep on going. If a design or an experiment does not work out for you, do it over. If it doesn't work out again, do it over. Keep on going at it until you get complete and total success. So failure is always an option, quitting is not. One of the biggest things that I absolutely require, or that we absolutely require, is that the engineering lab is a safe space. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean wearing safety glasses or hard hats. What that's looking at is any form of slander or discrimination. as a group of engineers, we do not tolerate any form of slander or discrimination. That means swearing, calling people's names, poking fun at each other. It is just not tolerated whatsoever. That's an aspect of professionalism. If you were to swear or discriminate against someone or point out um, something mockingly, you would be instantly fired. So much the same way in this class, it's a safe place, meaning I will not tolerate any form of slander, discrimination, and neither will your colleagues. Um, any infraction of the expectations will be dealt with immediately. I know that many of you are used to teachers going, oh, students will be students. I have no problem pulling you to the side and really dealing with the infraction right then and there. So let's not do this. Let's act professional, and let's have an amazing time in this class. Now, one of the things to consider is that these expectations are not just for you. These expectations are for me as well. I am going to model all behavior so you can see what a proper engineer looks like and how they behave. I also have a few other expectations for myself. I will provide with you grades with feedback within 48 hours of you turning it in. Most of the time when you turn something in, you and I sit down right then and there and evaluate your assignment. I will always give clear expectations so you know exactly what you're walking into with an assignment or an activity. On all complex assignments, meaning assignments that may take more than 15 or 20 minutes, I will provide a YouTube video so that in the lab you can watch a YouTube tutorial video. I'll be available. You can watch the YouTube on your own time. You can watch it in class. You can watch it with me, but there will be videos on all complex assignments. I will also host regular failure to meet deadline meetings. That way you know if you are missing an assignment or two. Within 24 hours, I will host a failure to meet deadline meeting on all hard due dates. I will also never lose my cool or raise my voice with you. In a professional atmosphere, if you lose your cool or raise your voice, you will get fired. And that is something that I abide by with my modeling of engineering behavior. I'm also going to have regular individual communication with students, all students. That means on a regular basis, I'm just going to call you to my workstation. We're going to sit down and talk through things. It's nothing negative. It's just so that I can check in to make sure you're enjoying yourself, you're learning, you're getting the subject matter, and you're mastering the subject matter. So when I call you on over, it's no big deal. You don't have to freak out. It's just me checking on in. And as long as all of us abide by these engineering expectations, we are going to have a great year together, and you are going to learn a lot. Okay, I look forward to seeing you in class, and I'll talk to you all soon.